Yeah, how are you all?
Bye, Naina. Say good day.
Is my voice audible?
Yes.
Clear?
Yes, Arman.
Yes, we are audible.
Hmm. So you need any changes or this is okay? Hmm. Put it in the group. We have started.
Yes, Arman. I put Arman.
Hmm. We will all do Omkara 3 times. Let's keep our eyes closed and let's take a normal deep breath in and breathe out. One more joyful deep breath in and breathe out with smile. Now breathe in for Omkara. Bowing down to lotus feet of Gurudev, and with blessings of Maharshi Parashara and all the sages who have given us this knowledge, let's start our studies. Hmm. So, chalo, let's all switch on our videos. Let me see all the beautiful people who are attending this beautiful subject or who are learning this beautiful subject. Anyway, welcome again. So, we just spoke yesterday, so I don't have to give too much of introduction. Let's dive into the subject. Hmm. There are some people who have attended previous sessions as well, and there are some who are attending new. So, those who have already attended, just hold on your answers a little. Hmm. So, new people, let them give the answers for a few questions. Hmm. So, it's good to keep a book and a pen if you want to make some notes. Hmm. Okay, tell me, what is Jyotishya? Primary question. Why are we here? What is Jyotishya? According to you, what is Jyotishya? Now you are here. It's okay. There is no right or wrong answer in this. So don't worry too much. Just take a shot. Yes, please.
Uh, what I understood from Jyotisha is it's the study of effect of heavenly bodies on human beings.
So heavenly bodies. It's the effect of heavenly bodies on human beings. Okay. Next. Who else want to take a want to go at it?
It's a
Jai Gurudev. I feel that Jyotisha is the study of the grahas and the impact on our daily life or whatever. That
On
is
our
what
daily
I feel.
impact of grahas.
Yeah.
Very good. Next.
it's a tool to understand our prarabdha and some support our acceptance aspect of the life.
To understand our prarabdha, it's a knowledge which gives us some information about our prarabdha. Okay. Next.
It is the study of any object of this planet or the universe.
Study of any object that we can think about. Okay.
Yeah,
Next.
past and future.
Mm. Who else?
Jyoti means the Jyoti within us. We study ourselves.
We study ourselves
Yeah, Jyoti. I say Jyoti within us.
within us.
That we
The
are
light
studying.
within us. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. We are studying of that.
So somebody has put in message Jyoti is equal to light. So Jyotisha is a study of light within. Next.
Uh, is my voice audible?
Yes, yes, it is audible.
Thank you,
Please go
sir.
ahead.
Namaskaram.
Yeah.
Uh, Jyotisha means movement of the arrangement of the planets and their movements and their effects uh, on the human beings. How
Okay.
the planets are moving and what are the influence of that planets on the human nature. Okay,
Okay.
each planet has got its own qualities. We derived from in a
Okay.
format. Oh, sorry, this much.
Good.
I don't go in
Next.
depth. Thank
Next.
you.
Anybody else?
Can I improve my answer?
Huh?
Can I improve? I said of heavenly body, but yes, I got yesterday you said time cycle. So there are patterns in time. It will keep repeating. So
Mm.
at that point in time, certain repeat. So it's the study of
One second. Before we move further, all of you, whoever is using your laptop, I don't think mobile you can do much about it. But if you're using your laptop, go to audio settings. You have this mic symbol next to it, there's an arrow. So just click that and there is audio settings. In that, you will have how much of noise reduction Zoom is going to do. So you please keep it into medium, don't keep it high. Otherwise, Zoom understands your voice is also noise and it keeps cutting in the middle. Yeah. So there is the mic symbol on the left bottom corner, and there is an arrow next to it. Just click that and then go to audio settings. And in audio settings, below microphone, you'll have this Zoom background noise removal. So how much? High, low, medium, or something like that could be there. So keep it to low or medium. Keep it low. I don't think when you talk there will be too much of noise. Because most of the time when you speak, half the things I don't understand. It gets cut in the middle. Yes. So who was talking?
I was
Yeah, your voice is still breaking in the middle.
I'm using iPad, so
So iPad, I don't think it has a settings. I'm not sure of it. You type it. If you are not able to understand, you just type it off.
okay.
Yeah. So first of all, Jyotishya, there is the word Jyoti in the name itself. Light. So very simple study of light. Doesn't matter it is within or outside or anything. It is just study of light. Now whatever we observe is through light. Our most powerful sense is what? Sight, isn't it? Now the one source of that light is what? Surya, sun. There is a sunrise, then you get to see. Correct? Yes or no? Sunset you cannot see. So now you are dependent on man-made electricity, isn't it? But naturally, if you observe, we absorb light and we observe light through sun. So in Sanskrit, we use the word Surya. Now, but there is a higher meaning to Surya. Surya doesn't mean only this sun. Surya is a deity here for us. But the primary source comes from Surya, light. Yes? Any other planet you observe, it is reflecting that sun's rays. That's basic astronomy. When you look at the moon also, the light is falling from sun on the moon and you observe it, right? If there is no sunlight, you cannot see moon at all. Same goes with other planets as well. You take any other planet, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, all these are visible to us. By the way, they are visible. Huh? If you have any doubts, you can go out and see. Even Saturn is visible. But you need a darker sky, which is little difficult nowadays. You go out and see, it's full of light, street lights, light pollution. So you can't really observe all the grahas, means all the planets. They are not really visible. But if you happen to be in a place where there is enough darkness and you can observe the sky, depending on the day you are observing, you can see all the planets, including Saturn. It is quite feeble, but you can look at it. How do we observe it? We observe it because the light from sun is falling on them and it is coming to us. There is the observation part of it. So Jyotishya is based on observation. You observe the light, you observe that movement, then you perceive what you have observed, then you interpret. What you have perceived, you interpret it. So Jyotisha is a knowledge of interpretation. You are observing and we are interpreting it. We are associating it with the events. So the primary definition of Jyotisha is study of light. But yeah, whatever others said, oh karma, observing the celestial bodies, studying them, you all are right. The primary job is what? To observe the light. Done? The difference between astronomy and Jyotisha, there is a huge difference. Jyotisha includes astronomy in it. Okay? You cannot associate Jyotisha with astronomy, neither with astrology. To a certain extent, you can connect them, but not really. What do I mean by this? When I say astrology, it is more of understanding the Western understanding of this subject. Astrology is a word used in the West. We use the word Jyotisha. So they very specifically say it is observing the celestial bodies, astro. But we don't limit it to that. So Jyotisha is not even astrology, but not at all astronomy. Astronomy is a small part of Jyotisha. It is included. Astronomy is included in Jyotisha. But we don't study the way the Western astronomy is studied. We have our own ways of studying. That's it. Okay? Got it? To understand this, we need to understand two things. One is space, other one is time. To understand Jyotisha, we need to understand the two important aspects. One is space. What is space? Space is space. I can't have any other definition for it, which can accommodate. Correct? This room is a space. It can accommodate me. Wherever you are sitting, it's a space. You define it. And then there is time. Which is quite, again, perceived. It's a perception. Time is a perception. And it changes. Time is not the same on earth, If you go to Mercury, it is different. If you go to Mars, it is different. If you go to Jupiter, it is totally different. So point of reference, where we are, from there you measure according to your perception. What are we measuring here? Space and time. These two are very important. So when I say the celestial bodies which are emitting light or which are reflecting Surya's light, sun's light, and we are observing it, we observe them with these two important parameters. One is space and one is time. According to Jyotishya, any event that happens, it could be a macro event, it could be a micro event. So I'll be coming back to this again and again. Perception, this word I'll be using it a lot. How we perceive. Even micro and macro event is a matter of perception. Why? For me, something is a macro event, is a micro event for you. Do you really bother about an event of childbirth in Africa? There is a small town in Africa and a child is born. Is it a macro event for you? But a child is born in your family. Isn't it a macro event? It's a big event for you. Forget about it. Donald Trump was elected in US. Is it a macro event for you? No. It's a macro event for the whole country of US, isn't it? But Modi is elected here is a big event for us. So it is again according to where desha and kala, space and time. We use the word desha and kala. So according to desha and kala, the importance of the event increases. We can call it a macro event or a micro event. But irrespective of whatever is the event, we understand in Jyotishya that by understanding where these certain celestial bodies are in time and space, desha kala, and wherever we are who are experiencing the event, if we observe and we decipher, we will get the exact understanding of that event. So any micro event or macro event, any event, it's just an event. At the time of the event, if we observe the celestial bodies or the light coming from the celestial bodies, we observe them, we interpret them, and we get the results. This is the primary faith of Jyotishya. Any doubts with this? If you have any doubts, you can ask. पता चल रहा है ना? Very beautiful. What does that mean? For Jyotishya, everything is connected. We follow the principle that all these macro bodies who are there in the sky, whatever you can observe, they have an impact on us. Getting my point? But not in the way which modern science explain. It is much more profound. You getting my point? So now, we'll not limit Jyotishya to only reading a chart. That is one part of Jyotishya. It is just a small part. Primarily, Jyotishya is a very huge Shastra. It's a big, huge, means one lifetime is not enough to complete it. You need multiple lifetimes to complete this knowledge. It's so huge. So we need to divide it. So we primarily divide it into three parts. First one is Siddhanta. What? Siddhanta. Second one is Samhita. And third one is Hora. So Jyotishya, you divide it into three parts. Siddhanta, Samhita, and Hora. Now, Siddhanta is the aspect or is the part of Jyotishya which deals with the calculation part of it. Means you calculate where are these bodies whom we are observing, where are these celestial bodies, how are they moving. The calculation has to happen. This is proper mathematics. Those who are interested in mathematics and who love mathematics, this is the best subject for you. You will love it. In Siddhanta, without even using a telescope or anything, the exact distance between Earth to Moon, Earth to Sun, the diameter of Earth, the diameter of Sun, the diameter of Moon, everything is calculated. Do you know that? That is the power of Siddhanta. Now, in Siddhanta also, it is not one book. There are so many books in Siddhanta. There is Surya Siddhanta, Brahma Siddhanta, Romaka Siddhanta. There are many Siddhantas. Very well known were about 13 of them, but we don't have all of them. The scriptures are not available, so there are 5 of them which are available. Out of which, Surya Siddhanta is the most prominent one. Surya Siddhanta is such a beautiful subject. If one learns that subject, you can calculate the exact number of days Earth takes to go around the sun. Exact number of days. Exactly when an eclipse is going to happen. They go 7-8 decimal points. To that accuracy, you can calculate with Surya Siddhanta. That is Siddhanta. Okay, we'll not dwell into it too much. If I start Surya Siddhanta, then by next class there will be 2 people sitting here. It is that complicated. The next one is Samhita. Samhita is where everything is included. It's more to do with macro events. Study of those macro bodies, macro events. What is happening with that? The quality of time which we use, Panchanga. Some people, consider Panchanga as Hora, but I consider it as Samhita. There's 2 schools of thoughts there. There are 2 schools of thoughts. So Panchanga, 5 limbs of time, Pancha Anga. How do you determine one particular time is good or bad for an event? That is seen through Panchanga, that is part of Samhita. Are you able to understand this? Major events like some country is going to fall, some country is going to start, new country is going to take birth, there will be a fight, all these big events, macro events. All this comes under Samhita. Medhini Jyotishya, where is the word which is used, is part of Samhita. The world affairs, everything. Next comes Hora. Hora is study of individual charts. But here also Hora includes a lot of subjects. It is divided into multiple parts. There are so many things which are included in Hora. Not just the birth chart. There is a separate Shastra called Stri Shastra. Stri Jataka. Women has a separate subject to study. And there are other kinds like voice. How with voice you can find out about a person. Hastareke, the palmistry is what you call. All these are involved in Hora. In that, Jataka Phala is a small part of it. Individual charts. Are you able to understand this? Such a huge subject of Jyotishya, in that the one of the part is Hora, in that one part is Jataka Shastra, where we study the Jataka or the chart of a person to understand his life, his or her life. Any doubts till here? If you have any doubts, you can ask.
Sir, Jataka is the study of charts
Yes.
and Hora is?
Hora is, it's a combination of multiple ways to read its individual's chart, individual life. I would put it that way. So palmistry is also a way. You can take out the palm. You see the palm and you tell. What, my camera is telling something? I can't understand.
I have a question about Siddhanta. So, uh, in my chart, when I had a reading with you, the planets were actually in different houses versus when I see my chart in some other software. And you told me it's because of the Surya Siddhanta. So, what is a Siddhanta that other softwares follow, and how would the reading be different?
No, we'll get into that little later because it's a little complicated subject. So this is a most controversial subject where a lot of people don't understand it. So it's not time to understand that right now. Just remember that there is Drik Siddhanta, there is Surya Siddhanta, and then even in that also you have multiple Ayanamsha, the reference point which you take. So all that changes, then the position of the planets change in the chart. But we'll get into it after we understand what is a chart. There's no point in going ahead. Numerology come under Hora? Yes, numerology come under Hora. And also this Nadi, they take out your Nadi leaf and they read. So that also comes under Hora. Anything associated with individual. You can also translate like micro events to a certain extent is Hora, and macro events is with Samhita, but again it's a point of reference. Any doubts? So we are not going to go through all these multiple subjects. We are only touching upon the Jataka Shastra or the chart reading part of it, because that is what most of you are interested in, isn't it? The primary goal is to learn astrology or Jyotishya, read my own chart and sort out all the problems, iron out everything. Within next 3 months I learn it and I'll make sure that I'll not go through problems anymore. That is the primary goal. I wish it would work so easily. Then all astrologers would have been the most happiest people on this planet. Like all the doctors are not really healthy. It is not that simple. But good start. Anything else? Or shall we move ahead? So basically, when we talk about Jyotishya and Hora and Jataka Shastra, we need to understand who are the players here. Who are the ones who are actually influencing a person's life. Yeah. We get influenced with energies, don't we? A nice energetic person come and sit next to you, you get influenced, you feel very energetic. But the moment somebody who is very negative or very low comes and sit next to you, you'll also start feeling the same. or you communicate. Hasn't it happened to you all? Yes or no? So we all have this tendency to get affected with energies. Our ancient rishis, they sat in meditation and they understood there are 9 different energies which are affecting us. And they called them as grahas or graha. We don't use the word planet. Planet is very rudimentary for us. Graha is a more powerful word because it has the capacity to grab or hold. Grahana is a word where you hold in your, you can capture. So graha is the one which has that capacity to hold. These 9 energies has the capacity to hold your life. They have an impact on you. And which are the 9 energies? 9 graha: Surya, Chandra, Mangala, Buddha, Guru, Shukra, Shani, Rahu and Ketu. Surya, Chandra, Mangala, Buddha, Guru, Shukra, Shani, Rahu and Ketu. Now some of you would have already learnt all this, so you may feel bored. No, you would have just learnt it in a way. Now you learn little more systematically. We'll understand it through what Shastra says. That will give you a better understanding. And especially about Navagrahas, how much ever you learn, it is not enough. They are so huge. Whatever we have learnt, it falls short. It will fall short. So, there's a beautiful shloka. Om Namah Suryaya Chandraya Mangalaya Budhaya Cha Guru Shukra Shanibhyascha Rahave Ketave Namaha. We in Hindu culture, we have a beautiful concept of having gratitude for everything and everybody. So whoever is responsible for our existence, we show our gratitude to them. It may be father, mother, guru, divine, and all these energies. So that's why whoever is responsible and helping us, we make them deities. For us, even Earth is a deity. Surya is a deity. So all Navagrahas are deities whom we look up to. So we show our gratitude to them through shlokas, mantras. There is a beautiful shloka where we show our gratitude to the Navagrahas. Namas Suryaya Chandraya Mangalaya Budhaya Cha Guru Shukra Shanibhyascha Rahave Ketave Namaha. Surya, Chandra, Mangala, Buddha, Guru, Shukra, Shani, Rahu and Ketu. These are the Navagrahas who have an impact on us in our existence, Done? Any doubts with that? So these 9 energies have different flavors. They are not the same kind of energies. Each of this graha has certain things to tell, certain part of our life to control. We understand what they control or what kind of influence they have, and we study the chart, then we will understand what influence they have on us. Are you able to understand this? So it is imperative to understand what does each graha say? Means what is it that each graha stand for? So we'll take it up as we move further. Now according to Jyotishya, because it's a perception, a knowledge of perception, where do we perceive from? From the place we are, that is Earth, correct? When we observe, all these grahas are moving around us. On top of our head, if you observe, they move. The ancients definitely knew, the rishis definitely knew that Surya is in the center, all the other grahas move around. But for the purpose of study of Jyotishya, we took Earth as a center. Wherever we stay, we are at the center. Correct? Now, tomorrow if we start living in Mars, you take Mars as a reference point. then we see from Mars everything is moving around us. So for now we are all on Earth. I hope you all agree. So Earth is a point of reference for us. So when you see from Earth, all these grahas are moving around us. So if you have the habit of getting up early in the morning when sunrise happens, you can see in the east sun rises. It will go up, move above our head in the afternoon and then set in the west. Yes or no? Nowadays, good morning happens at 11 o'clock, then you can only see on top of your head, not in front of you. So for whomever good morning happens early morning before sunrise, you can observe. Same with moon as well. If you observe Chandra, it comes up from the east and moves to the west. And all other grahas, they all start from here and then come back, go back. From east to west, they move. So what does it mean? You have Earth here and all the other grahas are moving around, all around the Earth. We observe, we stand here and we observe. Got it? You're all here with me till here? We have to understand this concept nicely. Now they are not moving helter-skelter in a different parts of the sky. If you observe, they are all moving in one highway. They will not cross that highway and you cannot find, Venus on the northern part of the sky or Mars on the southern part of the sky. Not possible at all. It will be always in this path. There's a highway. It's called chakra. Around the Earth, there is a highway in which all the grahas move and it's called chakra. Got it? Now this, how do you measure astronomical distance? They're huge. That's why it's, the word astronomical distance, the word itself is used when you want to say something which is very big in nature. Astronomical, it's huge. You cannot measure it with kilometers or meters or centimeters. Not possible at all. So what we do, we use degrees. How many degrees? Yeah? What do I mean by that? So when I close my hand like this, you see it is 0 degree. When I start moving up, there is an angle which is being developed between my hands, right? So if the tip of my right hand and the bottom of my left hand, if you see, there is some degrees difference. And that is what we call in Jyotisha. We see, okay, Surya is how many degrees away from Chandra? Nowadays, from now on, I'll be using Sanskrit words. Get used to it. I'll not use sun and moon, Surya and Chandra. Where is Surya? How do you say? You find out how many degrees. Because we know Earth is circular in nature. So if there is a highway to cover this Earth, the highway also has to be circular in nature. Correct? Yes or no? So whatever is circular, what is the final distance of the circle? If you measure in degrees, it is 360 degrees. Correct? Simple mathematics. You have a ball, you have a circle, you have Earth, and there is one highway around it. If it has to cover that, then it has to be 360 degrees. In what degree, which graha is in? That's how we say. Like if I want to say how many kilometers from here Bangalore is, or Hyderabad is, or Chennai is, you say this many kilometers. In the same way, where is Surya in the sky? We use this measurement, degrees. How many degrees they are from a reference point. Understood? So this whole highway is called chakra, and this chakra is of 360 degrees in length. And all these grahas move in this Bhachakra, in this highway. But they don't move together. They are not singing chorus and then sitting in a car and moving together. So they all are in different places at a point of time. They may come together also. Like for now, they also about 4 or 5 grahas came together. But not that every time they are together. They all move at different speeds. Surya is moving at a different speed from Chandra. Chandra is moving at a different speed compared to Mangala. So all these grahas move at different speeds. Because of that, they are at different places. If 9 people starts from Bangalore to Chennai, but some of them are moving faster, some of them are moving slower, at a point of time, you can find out which place where they are. Correct? Yes or no? They are not together. If one is moving very fast, you would have gone ahead. Getting my point? That's what happens with grahas. Chandra moves fastest. Shani moves the slowest. So Chandra, he will cover the whole, in 1 month he will cover it off, the whole 360 degrees. But Shani will take 30 years to cover. That's the difference. We'll get to that. Don't worry about the numbers. I'm just giving you an example. You got the idea now? There is Earth. There is a Bha chakra around it, which is the highway for all the grahas to move. And all these grahas are moving at different speeds. Because of that, they are at different places. Now, you need an address to say where the grahas are. Like how you have an address for your house, you need an address for the grahas. So we divide this 360 degrees. Now you have a country, you have divided it into states and then districts and then cities, towns, villages, correct? In the same way, we have divided this 360 degree into 12 parts. Those are called 12 rashis. 12 parts you make out of this Bha chakra, 12 rashis are there. So at a point of time, in which rashi, which graha is in. That's what we understand. Through Siddhanta, we'll get to know. Whatever softwares we use, we key in the details. At the time of your birth, which is an event, which graha was in which rashi, that means which address he was in. Are you able to understand this? Simple? Any confusion till here? If you have, you ask now. It's very important to know this very well before we move further. At any point of time, which graha was in which rashi? We'll get to know. Depending on that, we deduce what are the results for the person's life. What is the quality and of that event? An event happened at that time, which graha was in which rashi will define what kind of event it is. Will it give good results, bad results, or in between? Everything is seen through that. Done?
Anna, why only 12 Rashi?
That's a very good question, ma. Unfortunately, Parashara Maharshi said 12, and after that there is no explanation why. Some of the things are Shastrokta, that means which has come through Shastra. We really don't know why. Then you can ask, why are only 9 energies? Why are there not 25 energies? So these are all Shastrokta. It has come Vedokta. It has come from Vedas. By the way, Jyotisha is a Vedanga. You know that? So now you should all be proud of yourself. You have all started studying Veda now. Part of it at least. It's a Vedanga. So what happens for Vedanga or Vedas? It has not come through a man. Apaurusheya we call it. Means it has come through not a man, not human beings. It has been given directly from the divine. So some of the concepts you can't logically explain. Why 12 parts? Why 9 grahas? There is no logical explanation for it. You start with 12 and you keep dividing it more. There is also 27 divisions, by the way. It's called nakshatra. So some things we just say, thank you, Parashara Maharshi, for giving the information. No more logical explanation possible. Some of them logically we can understand. So this number of rashis and number of grahas, it has come from Shastra. I don't have a logical explanation. If somebody has, they can tell. Confused with Bhachakra. There's nothing to confuse, Pa. You know there is a highway for, now you travel on a highway, right? When you're traveling in a highway, you go to the side on the site or some other people's property and all. No. You travel only on the road. Correct? Yes or no? So all around the earth, you imagine one highway. It is of this much length. If you want to say how much wide it is 18 degrees. If you observe from here, if I take 18 degrees from my vision, that is the amount of width the Bhachakra is. But the length of it, how long is it? From here to Hyderabad, 600 kilometers where I am here. But how wide is the road? It's different. Correct? Are you able to understand this? So Bhachakra, how wide it is? And how long it is? Wide is 18 degrees, but long length is 360 degrees. You divide the 360 into 12. 18 is only for reference. All the grahas won't go beyond this 18 degree away. They'll all be in that same line. Earth is also moving, of course. That's why I said it's a knowledge of perception. Earth is also moving. All the grahas are moving. That's why you won't find them in the same place all the time. That's what makes it more complicated. The whole universe is moving, by the way. We have all in astronomy, basic astronomy, we learn that North Pole and South Pole stars, they never move. By the way, do you know even that also moves? Some of the reference stars which you have heard of is no more available for you to look at. You can't see them anymore. Because everything has moved. Everything moves. For us, for our perception, we draw a line. But highway doesn't mean that you go take a rocket tomorrow. Oh no, in our Jyotisha it has been told, I am pretty sure it is available. You make an agreement with Elon Musk and get into a rocket and go up. You will not find any highway there. Don't search for a highway. You have defined that highway so that you observing the planets, and you have observed that they don't move any more than that width, but they are moving all around us. So we defined it. It's not imaginary. I should not use the word imaginary. It's a perceived highway. It's there, but not the physical highway. It is the area where all the grahas move. I'll just show you something. I don't know if it is useful or not, but we'll put it. You see this? Are you all able to see the PPT? So this is Earth. You are standing here somewhere. So basically there is a person standing here on Earth observing. I can't draw any better with my mouse. So if you observe from here, all around the earth is your Bhachakra or ecliptic plane. So this is the English word for it, ecliptic plane or Bhachakra. And this you have divided into 12 parts. The width I told you, 9 plus 9, that is 12 degrees. Sorry, 18 degrees. That's it. I think that's enough for today. Any doubts you ask? We'll not go too far. We will slowly and gradually move. These are the Navagrahas. So this is what we spoke about, Siddhanta, Samhita and Hora. This is ecliptic plane. And in Grahas, we understood which are the Grahas. Surya, Chandra, Mangala, Buddha, Guru, Shukra, Shani, Rahu and Ketu. By the way, when we talk about Graha, not all the Grahas are visible. Two Grahas, Rahu and Ketu, are not visible to eyes. It's not possible to see. They are mathematical points. Deities are there, but you cannot see the Grahas there. Any questions we can ask? We'll not go too fast initially.
So it's easy for me to perceive the movement of other planets, but Mercury and Venus are like in between Sun and Earth, right? So then
No, don't take the physical. Don't see, that's a problem with us. What happens is we are now trained in so-called physics, and also now we are trying to compare it with Jyotishya. Don't do that. That's a different subject. There's a different subject. Here, what we are looking at is not the physical place where they are, but how we are perceiving it to be. When you see from here, do you see that these two are in between Earth and Sun?
no, but is it because the Earth is also revolving and that's why it's
It doesn't matter. If you forget about all that concepts, you go out and see. Look towards the sky. Do you see anything like that? You do this today. You go today night, you go and have a look at it. Do you see, Venus and, what you call, Mercury in the middle? How do you see? You see that there is a projection of stars in the sky and you have this highway where all these grahas are moving. That's it. For our understanding, that's enough. But if you start comparing with actual astronomy, you will get confused. There also we can explain, but don't get into that right now.
yeah.
As of now, when we look at the grahas, how we perceive? We perceive it like they are moving around. That's it. Can you feel the earth is moving, first of all? That's not the perception which you are programmed to. Just because you have been told earth is moving, you know earth is moving. Have you observed it? Have you felt it?
No.
Tell me one person who can tell, oh, I have felt earth moving. No, I can feel it. Not possible. That is not in the scope of your perception. Earth is so big, it is moving. You can't even make out. It's moving quite fast, by the way. Yeah. So here we are not really worried about, what they're actually doing, but what we are perceiving. What we are perceiving doesn't mean that what is there is wrong. Means that knowledge is also right. But what we are perceiving. Now, very simple. When I see this, when I see you, now Deepthi, I can see there is a door behind, there is a curtain next to you. That's my perception. Does that mean truth is only that? There is something, there is a kitchen, there is a bathroom, there is something else also, no, in that place. I don't know, I cannot see it. It doesn't mean it is not there. At the same time, what is required is only what I can see. So here we are perceiving. Okay, Deepthi is sitting in front of the camera and I can see this. That is my information. I use this information to deduce, because I can't use the information which I don't have. Correct? So for the purpose of Jyotishya, you don't need to worry too much about what they are actually doing there, what we are perceiving. And what we are perceiving is not far away from the truth. Only thing what we do is we feel that we are at the center. It is geocentric. You know this, no? Concept of geocentric and heliocentric.
Yeah.
Surya is the center of the universe and Earth is in the center of the universe. That's how we perceived. Means doesn't mean that we didn't know sun is in the center. We knew it. But for our purpose, we use this. Next, anything else? Dinesh, can you stop sharing this? For some reason, I can't find that place how to stop this. Is there a way how you can stop? Any other question? You can unmute yourself and ask if you have. No questions? Then you are all good to go. Then we will stop the class today.
We are going to close the window, it will automatically be unshared.
Okay. Okay. But Earth is moving. Okay, done. Is it a time span? Still didn't understand. It's okay. You take some time. Don't worry. Still, you didn't understand Hora. We didn't talk much about Hora. We are only talking about what our perception of the celestial bodies are. That's it. I didn't speak much about Hora. Sky Map. Yeah, you can all download an app called Sky Map. If you download it and install it in your Android, it is there. I don't know what is there for iOS. You download it. You keep it next to the sky. You can see all these grahas, whatever I have told you. The English version is shown in that. So don't expect Rahu Ketu there. Next class you see, I saw Sky Map. I can't see Rahu Ketu. You are telling false, Our Rahu Ketu shadow grahas, we call it so. We call them as shadow because you cannot see them. Only when they cast shadow during an eclipse, you get to see them. That's what our perception is. That's why they are called shadow planets. You all look so sad. Why? Is it so complicated? Are smile, no, at least. Otherwise, I'll feel we are making it. The subject is so complicated, it is going above your head, and you all look confused. Where did we get stuck? A smile. It is so nice to see smiling people.
But yeah, one thing I want to ask. Auras are about individual charts, right?
You can say like that, yeah.
Broadly, right? About Samhitas and Siddhanta.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to explore it, it's an entirely different study, or we can extend this same to Samhita also. Broader
Samhita,
studies.
further, see, you start with Hora and then slowly you can expand to it. Because, see, end of the day, the grahas won't change. Whether you go to Samhita, Siddhanta, whatever it is, there is only Navagrahas. There's nothing extra.
Right.
So, this ecliptic plane, Rashi, all these doesn't change. The basics don't change. So, after that, we can take it up. We have our advanced courses going on. There are people who are learning Panchanga. There are people who are learning how mundane astrology, how to predict an earthquake. So we have all that also. It's going on. Why not?
One doubt I have, it is like got it sometime back. So with little knowledge I have about this, so there is a space and time you told, right? And space is again divided into broad segments. So let's say if I talk about a state, let's a small state, I take Haryana. It's not a very big state, right? So in that state, panchangs of all the people getting born at the same time, let us say 10 people getting birth in the same time span of 1 minute or half a minute across this state. So if I go by this panchanga, right, because space and time has certain degrees that they consider,
Yeah.
they should follow certain common events in their entire life or certain charts. If I
No,
follow
not
the chart,
no, not necessarily, because even few seconds change, there could be a change in the chart. It's a good question, but you will get to know when we move further in chart understanding. uh, because a chart can be divided again into multiple divisions. We divide the chart into 60 parts.
okay. So time every second. So there is a time border, but there is a time width also,
Yes, yes, both are there.
right? So
See,
in case of width,
some things doesn't change, something does change, but individual chart is definitely different for different people. There's no doubt about that.
because somebody getting birth at 7:01, 7 hours 1 minute, and let's say 5 1 second and 7 hours 1 minute 2 seconds
Yeah,
will be different
yes,
chart.
yes, there is a change. There's a change in the chart, but not the main chart. There are divisional charts which change.
It will change.
I have seen, your basic question is, do the twins have same chart?
Oh yes, you may call it right.
They don't. One of these days I had a chart reading where there was a twins whose chart we were supposed to see, and the parents had were asking the question. It was a boy and a girl. Very interesting. Rare cases we find twins, boy and a girl, and I could tell the characteristics of both of them totally different. Totally different. So each one of them in detail I was able to tell them. It was more of a case study for me. I was enjoying it. Generally, I don't do too much of chart reading, but that was fun. Not required. So right from their habits to their interests, and what would they end up becoming? So all different, totally different. The girl has different set of interests. The boy has different set of interests. Totally different. Hmm.
Right.
So it's quite possible.
Anna,
Yes.
I, you said that Panchang is quality of time.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That's what we see, no? Whenever we see an event, we see what is the quality of that time. Is it a good time or a bad time? Depending on that, the quality of the event is decided. So it may take some time for you to understand that, but for us, the quality of the event. Now, for example, you do a housewarming ceremony. The quality of that stay in that house is dependent on the the time when the housewarming happens, when you enter the house. That quality of that time we study in the chart, and we say, oh, it's a good time, you can get into the house, or it's a bad time, don't get into the house. That defines the quality of time, and through the quality of time we define the chart, and through that we get to know. You'll understand as we move further.
But how do we know which time is good and which time is bad?
That's what we are learning now. That's why we are all here.
So Panchang is again based on Pancha.
No, Panchanga is a different subject, but it also has the same players in them. All Navagrahas are there, but Panchanga is a different way to read. Means it just addresses the same subject in a different way. In a chart, what happens? You see how the grahas are placed and how the energies are working. In Panchanga, there's 5 aspects which define the quality of that time. Just give me a second. No? Okay, there is no power here. My UPS may switch off anytime. So, by the way, we'll conclude the class for today. We'll catch up again in the next class. Till then, you just contemplate on what you have studied, and as we move further, we'll get to know. Yeah, don't worry, it is just starting. So there's a lot of things to study before we understand the subject. ठीक है पा जय गुरुदेव
जय गुरुदेव।